Hello, all out there in video, Zoom, YouTube, Facebook, wherever you may be, whatever you're watching this on. I want to welcome you all and thank you. Um, Usually don't do this many videos in a week, but was watching a video today from Marty Leeds. If you don't know who Marty Leeds is, you need to find his channel on uh, YouTube, and I'm fixing to play a clip of the video he did yesterday. And I really want to talk about what he's saying here because there's so much misrepresentation about titles as far as what the term Gnostic means, what the term mystic means, what the term Kabbalah means, that we put boxes on these titles that people really miss. They hear the name and they're like, oh my God, you're into New Age occult, or you're into devil worship, or something stupid like that, because people truly don't understand what titles mean. They don't understand that there's extremes. Just like, here's my tree of life my daughter made me. Just as in the tree of life, we have an extremes on both sides. The middle path here, well, the middle path here is the one we want to take. But in everything, even terminology and definitions, people freak out. And I was one of those people when I was in the church. Oh my God. And even in Judaism, when I first got into it, I was one of these people that if you said anything out of the mainstream of what I was in, I couldn't handle it. And I'm afraid a lot of people cannot handle this. So I want to watch a little bit of this. So give me a second here so we can pull this up here. Da, da, da. Here we go. Here. Okay. We're going to do sound. Yes. And do optima. And here we go. Let me make it full screen for you. Okay, here we go. So here we go. Let's listen to some of this.
The way I found out about you, Marty, was through the debate you did with Brother Augustine. Wasn't that a little train wreck? What I saw more than anything was you guys were definitely talking past each other a lot, but a lot of the points that you were making I found fascinating, extremely interesting. So part of it was I thought that we just needed some terms to be defined. So I wanted to actually just go through some with you, starting from the beginning. What to you is a Gnostic?
Well, that's a huge like misnomer for so many people. Like it's like
Right.
so misrepresented and misunderstood what that term means. There's so much baggage that gets put on terms like that, just like a cult, just like Kabbalah, things like that. People assume.
Yep, those are the two questions. Those are two things I wanted to define too.
Yeah, two huge things about what that means to somebody. And immediately it usually goes like devil worship. Like you are already, if you even touch any of that, you are antichrist, you're whatever. So to me, like going into Gnosticism is exactly what gnosis is defined as. And that's basically just, Gnosticism is essentially knowledge of spiritual mysteries. That's all it is. That's it. And so people have, once again, you think, oh, it's a demiurge this, or they think that materiality is evil or what. Okay, yeah, there might be some Gnostic movements here or that have happened in history that were extreme or something. Sure, there's always extremes when you deal with this sort of thing. But when you just get down to like the brass taxes and the meat and potatoes of what a Gnostic is, it's really just a mystical insight. It's no different than what Christ said when he said, it is given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven. It is given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven. The mystery is, life is a mystery. The kingdom of heaven is absolutely spiritual, and knowledge of that is what he was given, Christ was saying, you have earned it in that sort of sense. That's gnosis, is to seek out the path that allows those things into your life, which I think are higher understandings of your world, what your place in it, and especially when it comes to scripture, what the scriptures actually mean.
So everything that you just said there, I think, that also just describes a Christian to me. And so I guess so I guess my question would be, what makes you choose the label of Gnostic within all the different kinds of Christians they are? What is the distinction as a Gnostic that you would make compared to, obviously there's so many different denominations and traditions and theologies. What are the distinct, I guess, beliefs that you have compared to as a like that you would describe as Gnostic?
There's a few things that I think that I personally like, that a mystic, or that I like my bud Amor Russell, he's the same sort of thing. It's like a Gnostic approach is, number one, you don't reject other religions. It's not like you go around and be like, you're Hindu or Muslim or this, and so therefore you're going to burn in eternal Hades or whatever the heck it is. Those are your brothers. No matter what the religion is, those are your brothers. And Christianity, that is the core tenet of Christianity, as far as I ever, before I'd even got into Christian mysticism and all this other stuff. That's like one of the fundamentals of Christianity, is that all are your brother. Everybody, and you're commanded to love all, and commanded to love your neighbor, and commanded to love even your enemy. So the first thing to do is to look at all the traditions, the religions of the world, and not reject them. Realize that there's something transcendental within all of them. And when you really get to the core, there's something that is beyond the divisions, clearly. And so that would be an approach that I think is not shared by a lot of Christians, which I think is absurd.
Pardon me, would you consider that similar to being a universalist? Or is that,
well,
do you make a distinction?
Well, I mean, I guess once again, then you get all the baggage of what a universalist, term, that means, because it's like, no, because I definitely see myself, and the way I've understood my own spirituality, my trajectory was Christianity. But I think that also has to do with the fact who I am. I'm an Irishman and Slovakian, and that was highly Catholic and Christian. My great aunt was a nun. I speak English. That there's the English, but there's all these things that point me to Christianity, where I grew up, blah 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 blah. But I mean, I would say that I think there's fundamental, once again, transcendental truths that if I was me and I was plopped in Iraq somewhere and I was led to Muhammad, if I was pursuing the same sort of thing, there would be, it's always beyond. And there's languages, there's terms, there's all these things that get put on things, but there's something that is beyond. And to further add to that, a Gnostic also looks into the Bible and realizes that there are great mysteries within it, that there's layers upon layers, and that there's symbolism, that there's astrotheology, that there's great philosophies within there, parable, riddle, allegory, blah blah blah.
Beautiful description. And for Christians who have a problem with this, even Jesus said, him and his disciples were going along here, and there was some other group of people healing that was not a part of Jesus's group. And the disciples wanted to rebuke these people. And Jesus said, whoa, wait. This is my version. Wait, there's people that's coming along that you don't even know. In other words, there's others that are part of my sheep that you don't know, that basically you need to be careful what you're doing. And this is so true, because I find it very funny. And he's right. Regionally, this is generally what religion you're going to wind up in here in America. Now, my ancestry is Jewish on my dad's side, but on my mother's side and everything, we're Irish and German and stuff like that. So Christianity is the perfect fit for me. If I were born in an Arabian country, it'd be Islam. If I was in an Indian country, it could be many things. So really, where we are born has a lot of influence of what we believe. But my point is the titles mean nothing. We are a brotherhood. And like he said about universalism, it's dangerous in some aspect because people get really crazy with it. But really, if we just live life and respect each other and respect the differences we may have, we would get along a whole lot better, and war would not be the greedy want war. Greedy wants division. The greedy and the selfish and the control freaks are the ones that want the thing that brings harm to people. people who are enlightened, not religious fundamentalists, because the religious fundamentalists at all camps are more dangerous sometimes than the elitists out there because they want to destroy others. But those that are enlightened and recognize truth, for instance, in Christianity, you have Christian mysticism, you have Gnosticism. In Judaism, you have Kabbalah, and you have Sufism. Within Islam and Judaism, have a mixture in there also. And then, even within the Hindu, the Buddhist, Sikhism, you've got all of these beautiful faith with beautiful people in there that God loves each one of these people. And who am I to say who's wrong and who's right? Because basically, if we're just focusing on getting along with each other, serving the Creator, and when we serve the Creator inside, we're going to be better people on the outside because we're going to treat people better. We're not going to use our ego to defend our faith because God does not need defending. He does not need your help in defending who he is. He can express himself in any way he wants to. He can express himself in any form, or whatever he needs to for anybody, he will form, and you can't change that. So today, think about that. Enlightenment is fantastic. Definitions are important, but definition does not cover all. There's some people believe that Gnosticism is one way. They believe that it created dualism, and it's just not true. That's one sect of Gnosticism, just like all Christianity doesn't believe in a Trinity, or all Judaism doesn't believe in the oral law. All Judaism, what I'm saying is you can't lump definitions together. As me and David Ben Shul say, in our videos, you can't put things in boxes and make them nice and neat and wrap them because it just don't work. So investigate things. Don't just accept things. Don't go to Wikipedia and just look at it and go with it. Don't go to your pastor or imam or your rabbi. Investigate and search truth. Find out. And I think if you find out the truth, you're going to be a lot happier. Your ego is going to be relaxed, so you're not defending your faith all the time. Because in all essence, it's all consciousness. It's all the Creator is all that really matters. The form that we look, the form in which we worship means nothing. So thank you. Have a great day. Shalom.